This is a review of my aftermarket keyless entry for my 2016 Volkswagen Sportwagen. You just heard it. Okay, here's how it works. I've got this thing, and my goal is to never have to take this out of my pocket while I'm carrying a bunch of groceries or boxes to get in my car and start it. So as I walk up, it unlocks when I get about, 3 feet away. Get in, push the brake, hold this button down for 1.5 seconds, let it go, push it again, car starts. When I want to turn it off, hold this button again for 2 seconds. Now when I get out, I'll talk about that beeping later. Close my door, walk at least, 6 feet away. So I never had to touch my keys. I love it. So let's talk about what's in it. My original keyhole has been replaced with this giant button thing. Looks like it's kind of been glued in place. I needed 2 things. One was this EVO-ALL from Fortin immobilizer bypass, and this keyless push button start system from Gallotech. So the guy behind Gallotech is really nice. He got on the phone with me before I bought this and told me everything I needed to get, helped the installer a couple times, and then helped me after it was all installed understand how to use it. So modern cars have this security feature where if the key fob radio is not in the car near the engine, it will not start. It does some sort of communication. It's not just a simple radio signal. There's kind of like codes that get passed back and forth, I guess. So it's very secure. Well, until recently in the news, there was reports of people using receivers and amplifiers to pull the key fob signal from somebody's front door to their driveway. But other than that, these are pretty secure. And that makes putting an aftermarket thing like this in pretty hard. That EVO-ALL immobilizer, I think, is what enables this whole system to work without the original key fob. This is what came with the Gallotech kit. This was not the original key fob to the car. The original one is actually inside my dash in what looks like a coil of wire that's attached to the EVO-ALL. I think the general way this works is that the power to the original key fob is cut off or controlled with this bypass module in the Gallotech remote system. And then when this thing gets its authentication signal, it then turns on power to my key, and then my engine can see the key again and the whole system works. Now I asked them if this was any less secure than the original security, and the Gallotech guy and the installer said, oh no, it's even more secure. In my mind, somebody could just pop off my dash and somehow get power to that original key fob and then just hit go and drive away with my car. Luckily, I'm one of the least paranoid people in the entire world, so this doesn't keep me up at night. I also don't understand all the car security completely or the ins and outs of these aftermarket things I've put in here, so chances are those people actually know more than me, and this is more secure, maybe? I don't know. Okay, so in addition to my original key fob being inside my dash, they also had to cut the key off of it, put it in the original keyhole, and turn the crank, and then put this button on top of it. So you're going to lose a key in this process. So just figuring out what I needed to buy turned out to be a lot more difficult than I thought. I think partly because of all this bypass module stuff in modern cars. Again, this is a 2016 Volkswagen. A lot of the products out there offer remote start if you already have kind of a key fob keyless entry system. Getting my regular keyed car to work with keyless proved to be pretty hard to even Google to find a solution. All these products say on their website, get a professional installer to do it, and that's what I did. I went to a place called Tint World in Atlanta. talked to a guy named Mark who gave me all kinds of great help. Highly recommend him. It took them, I would say, more than a day or two to install this thing. Okay, let's talk about some of the downsides here. You heard one of them earlier when I opened my door and it started yelling at me. And it gives me this remove key annoying beep sound that scares me every time. Okay, annoying thing number 2. If I want to go straight into my trunk without getting out my keys, I can't because the sensor is near the driver's side, so it just unlocked. So I have to be about 3 feet away from the driver's side door. You can see the sensor right here. Up there. Now I called the Gallotech guy and asked if there was a way to increase that range. And he said it was somewhat limited by rules from the FCC on how much power the antenna could broadcast. But he said it also might be a little bit too close to metal, which could be reducing the range. He said I could add another antenna, but that would split the power, so then I'd have to be really close to the driver's side or really close to my back. But I might end up not achieving anything I want because the power to each gets cut in half when I split the antenna. Other issues is that this is very confusing. Okay, to unlock it, I'll just hit the unlock button. Like if I'm getting stuff in and out, like 6 rounds of grocery trips. Oh, it just locked again. So to unlock it, I have to hold this unlock button for 2 seconds. So the remote start is that I have to press this alarm looking button 2 times within 2 seconds. Hey, cool. If I want to turn it off, I think I just hit this same button once. Neat. Let's see how far away it works. Okay, now I'm like 100 feet away. Hey, it started. Neat. Okay, so other issues. The first time my wife needed to drive this, she drove a long way away and couldn't get it to start. She was not happy about me installing this in the first place, and it didn't help that her phone died on the very same day that this didn't start for her. And I think the problem was that this key fob was too far away from this sensor up here. So if I put this on the passenger seat over here, yeah, doesn't work. So this thing, it's like at the edge of detectability in my pocket when I'm sitting in the driver's seat, which doesn't seem good. I wish I could tweak it a little bit to have that locking time be a little bit longer and have the sensor work a little further away so that I could open the trunk without first walking to the driver's door and then sprinting back to the trunk before it locks. So overall, I love not having to get my keys out. There are a lot of strange things that I think a factory installed keyless entry does a little bit better, but overall it's fantastic.